If you're feeling deflated, frustrated, ready to give up your fat loss journey and desperate to walk into summer in the shape of your life, then this video is for you. Today, I'm going to break down how our client Hannah lost 9 kilos of fat and got into the shape of her life and went from nothing ever works to I finally feel like the best version of me that you can simply swipe and steal for free. If you're new here, my name's De-Netto and I'm an online fat loss coach that's helped over 200 women break free from the toxic fad diet cycle, love what they see in the mirror again without having to go through any restrictive elimination processes. So grab a drink, hit subscribe and take notes because this is absolute gold. Before working with us, Hannah was just like so many of you watching this video now. She was a busy mum of two trying to juggle the stress of work, life and trying to keep in shape. And to be honest with you, she thought she was doing okay. She went to gym classes 5 times a week, she was hitting 10k steps a day, she was drinking 2 litres of water, and in her own words, her food was all right. She wasn't sat at home just eating cake and shit all day. But despite all this hard work, nothing was changing, which led Hannah to feeling really, really frustrated and at a loss, and maybe like her body just wouldn't allow her to ever get to where she wanted to get to. She hated what she saw in the mirror, she didn't feel comfortable in her own clothes, and all she wanted was to feel more confident in a bikini again, something that she hadn't felt since she had kids. So we ran Hannah through a simple 3-phase approach. Phase 1 was all about building a rock solid structure of her training. So we went from 5 random gym classes a week down to 2 gym sessions a week that we programmed for her and 1 class a week. Because she still enjoyed it, there was still a benefit at this point to her going, but we didn't want to take away everything in one foul swoop. This meant she could focus on overloading her muscles properly in a controlled and targeted way that we could control, which meant she was building muscle, training properly, and recovering properly as a result, allowing her body to actually adapt and change as we wanted. Then, with her nutrition, what we did is we quickly introduced calorie tracking so we could identify any issues and fix them straight away. And what we quickly saw was that Hannah was eating too little protein and overeating her calories without even realising. So what we did is we dialed in her calories, we put her in a times 12 her body weight in pounds deficit, so she could stay fueled, stay satisfied, and never feel like the hours between the hours of 3 and 5 p.m. she needed to raid the cupboards because she was starving hungry. We eliminated all of that. Then we also dialed in her protein. We got her eating 140 grams a day of protein so she could stay full, stay satisfied, and her muscles could recover. The last thing in this phase that we worked on was Hannah's water intake. Hannah was pretty good at water, to be fair. She was drinking between 1.5 to 2 litres of water a day. So what we did was we increased that to 3 litres a day, and straight away she noticed bloating reduced, mood improving, and energy levels improving as well. Hannah's steps were already at 10k a day, so we left those alone. There was no point to lower them or increase them. We didn't need to. She already had pretty good habits there. And the result that happened from this was Hannah lost 8 kilos. She then decided to do her first ever photo shoot. And 8 kilos down, she was feeling pretty confident. Her energy levels were sky high. She was at this point on 1,560 calories and generally didn't feel hungry at all. Then came the scary part. Hannah wanted to build muscle, but to do this, she needed to eat more food. So we moved her into phase 2, which is our muscle building approach. And around this, there was an awful lot of fear because for years she had shoved down her throat from like fad diet companies like Slimming World and Weight Watchers. If you eat more food, you're just gonna gain fat. You can't gain muscle without gaining excess levels of body fat. Or the worst one is if you lift heavier and you eat more food, you're gonna get super bulky. So all these things were really scary and playing through her mind. However, because Hannah's an absolute legend, she trusted us and committed to the process anyway into phase 2. So what we did here is we increased Hannah's calories to 2,250 a day. We changed the training approach. No more gym class. We now went to 3 gym sessions a week and 1 run a week. We focused on overloading her with weight every single week. So she was always increasing her weight from anywhere between 2.5 to 5 kilos a week, or 2.5 to 5%, if that's easy for you to work out. And what this meant is that Hannah built muscle, she built shape, she had more energy so she could push heavier weights, and she honestly felt like an absolute badass every time stepping into the gym, being able to do more weights on the leg press, for example, than most of the men there could do. Over 8 months in phase 2, her weight actually went up 6.5 kilos, but she didn't look like she'd gained loads of fat, she didn't look bulky, she looked strong, toned, and confident. Then we ran Hannah through a 16-week fat loss phase, and no, we didn't drop her calories down, beast her with cardio, and try and kill her. That would just suck. What we did was actually really, really simple. We kept her steps at 10k a day, we kept her water at 3 litres a day, we brought her training down to just 3 gym sessions a week with no run. And we focused on sleep. 8 hours of sleep every single evening and reading for 30 minutes before bed, so she could switch her mind off and go into a deeper sleep for longer. This meant that come March 2025, which was the second photo shoot she did after going through an 8-month muscle building phase and a 16-week fat loss phase, she went into it stronger, leaner, more confident, and 9 kilos down in total from day one, and looking visibly different. So, if you want results just like Hannah, then still the exact system that worked for her. Just make notes of it now because it's really easy. Keep your steps 10k a day. Drink 3 litres of water. Aim for between 7 to 8 hours of sleep every evening. Train 3 times a week with 30 to 45 minutes of that being resistance-based training. And this is the important one, put yourself in a deficit of between times 10 to times 12 your body weight in pounds. Times 10 if you're happy to sacrifice a little bit more and have less chocolate and less of a social life, but get faster results. Or times 12, you want to be a little bit slower, you've got a little bit more time to get to your desired goal, but you still want to be able to go out drinking, eat pizza, and not really have to stress about life at all around your nutrition. That's it. Simple, sustainable, and fad diet free. But look, don't just take my word for it. Let's actually hear what Hannah has to say about her progress herself.
I've been coaching with Caton for 18 months now. Yeah, I just like the way he came across and the way he was able to fit that in with my busy work, mum life routine. I have seen so many physical changes, from more muscle definition, weight loss. I feel stronger, fitter, competed more in more races and competitions, and just set myself more targets and completed those. So my biggest win with Clayton has been definitely seeing more muscle definition within the whole body and being able to achieve more fitness goals, such as running a half marathon, completing like a tri-fit, and working now towards a high rocks. I've definitely learned a lot more from Clayton about nutrition, how to fuel the body in the right way, but also knowing that less is more. I was working out 4 or 5 times a week and overdoing it, whereas now I work out 3 or 4 times a week. My workouts are so much shorter and I've seen so much more outcome from that. Everyone's so friendly and so welcoming. There's always so much support from the WhatsApp groups and the chat, and he just makes everything so easy and doable. So as I always say to everyone, when everyone says, how do you do it? I'm like, just listen to what Clayton says, because he knows what he's doing, so just follow what he says.
And if you're watching this and you're thinking, do you know what, I'd love to get results like Hannah, and actually she looks amazing and I want to feel as good as she does, then I'd love it if you would just hit me a subscribe. It helps me grow the channel and reach more women just like you who want to break free of the toxic fad diet cycle. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you on the next video.